lovely dress you're almost wearing, my dear, but why in the world have you got a bun behind your ear?
Very dangerous business, conjuring up the devil. If you don't give him what you promise him.
The whole roof will fall in on you.
You always think that we're doing the right thing. People still die, don't they?
Jack, you have saved many people's lives.
Does that really make up for all the killing?
Yes, it does.
Never forget that we're dealing with forces which no one comprehends, my young friend. Don't take them lightly. Evil events from evil causes spring. Aristophanes said that. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. Shakespeare. Old wood, best to burn. Old wine, best to drink. Old plugs, best to change.
Who said that?
The gentleman driving the tow truck.
If anybody deserves a little... Whoa! Deserves a little party, I think that it's us. Don't you ought to celebrate our good luck, if you like?
There's an old witch's saying, if it looks like a bat and it flies like a bat, it's a bat. We all run away from death. We can't escape. You know, the Arabian Nights had a story about a servant who saw death across the marketplace, and he begged his master to be allowed to hide across the desert over in Baghdad. The master agreed. And then he sought out Death to reprimand him for scaring his servant. And Death apologized and said, but I was surprised to see him. I thought we had an appointment tonight in Baghdad.
Just how well did you know Grace?
Better than I ought to have, perhaps. But not as much as I would have dearly wished.
I hope somebody talks about me that way someday.
Grief is one of the hardest things that any of us has to deal with. It takes all the courage and faith that we can find. Look, a syringe can both extract from and inject into a human body, but I think Cream's needle is capable of transferring a great deal more than just bodily fluids.
Like what?
Our humanity.
What?
That's why Leslie Abeling reminded you of an animal.
She was missing the human side of her personality?
Extracted by the needle.
So Voss could inject it into his daughter?
Yes.
Is that possible?
That's not a new idea, Ryan. It was the basis of a book that was very popular at the time that Cream was committing his murders, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You keep your eyes on the road, driver.
Don't you joke about it, Ryan. Look, some of those tricks are very dangerous. I used to do one that was called the Pendulum of Death. That really required impeccable timing, dexterity, and skill.
You were much younger then.
Thank you for pointing that out to me. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, people never really listen to children or quirky antique dealers. As she kills, she's becoming more and more alive herself, and so she's becoming aware of the truth. She's becoming human again. Wonderful, isn't it? Wonderful, all the things that my friends have done for me. And there's Jerry, who tries to get me infected with that damn disease, and then good old Louis. He takes all the wonderful things that I brought him here, and he lets them be cursed by the devil, so I have to run around for the rest of my life trying to get them back.
Do you want to leave?
Yes, I want to leave. Except that, of course, you and Ryan would wind up...
What the heck is this shadow?
Well, Micki, we all have a dark side to our personalities, but we keep it under control. In Dunn's case, his dark side is unleashed. Yeah, there's no underestimating the power of someone's dreams, is there? The world is full of lonely people, isn't it? Those who aren't don't realize how lucky they are.
Should we ask you how it went?
Oh, it was fine, Ryan. It was just great, right up to the time that they caught me. Oh, do you see what they did to those? Look.
Are those your...
My lockpicks. Yeah, what kind of people have been a man's lockpicks? Ooh, that's sweaty work, toiling at the gates of hell, you know?
You're alive! How are you? What happened? How did you get out?
A good friend gave me a hand. Welcome back, you two.
I really don't know what I'm feeling just now, Micki. All those years of not knowing and Someone who died a decade ago.
And there isn't a way in hell that you or I or anybody in this world is going to be able to prove it. It's...
We do what we can. It has to be enough.
Why'd you do it, Jack?
Because underneath all those layers of wax, she'd become as human as you or I. She knew that no one life was worth that much death.
I wish I had their wisdom. Some of them have lived thousands of years. Seen the building of the pyramids, the glory of the Roman Empire. They must understand more than we do. God help me. I almost envy them.
Look, it's an old strategy, isn't it? Tie a goat to a peg, wait for a lion.
Yeah, I just don't want you to be the sacrificial lamb.
Sure, go back to being an escape artist at my age. There's a lot more to escape.
I know. This wasn't her job. It isn't yours, and sure as hell isn't mine. But who else is going to stop what began here? And if we don't do it, what happens to all the people other people love?
Good people leave us too soon. The bad ones seem to be around forever. But it's just not up to us to play God. Choose someone else's time.
There are always a lot of terrible risks in fighting pure evil. Think of the consequences if we didn't fight it.
To the most successful hunters of cursed objects in the whole wide neighborhood.
Evil belongs to all men.
You know, the power of a child's imagination can be really incredible. When the child is unloved, that power can be truly terrifying, can't it? Good night. The most strenuous thing that I want to do today is exercise my right. Not to do anything today is what I'm going to do. I think what she's talking about is justice, and what you're talking about is law. Second oldest problem, Ryan. When your ideals outstrip the realities.
And what's the oldest?
Jack, do you think he has to kill to go forward in time as well as back?
I'm afraid so. You don't buy a curse like that cheaply. Sometimes it's a lot harder opening these cheap locks than it is the expensive ones. Did you know that? You know, there's an old saying. If of the many truths you select one and follow it blindly, it'll become a falsehood and you a fanatic.
Why did he do it, Jack? Why did he get mixed up with it? I don't understand that.
But, you know, Ryan, it's such a hard thing when a man reaches the upper limits of his life. There's no room to maneuver. I mean, the future is no longer a landscape of possibilities. It's a narrow ledge over a long, dark drop. And that's a hard thing for a proud man. It's a hard thing for anybody.
Well, then what happened to her?
I don't know, Micki. I just hope to God she's warm and safe and with someone who loves her.
Well, it's been said, hasn't it, that the only thing that's needed for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing.
You reminded her of what she really wanted out of life. Maybe that helped her to regain her immortal soul.
Jack, stop.
Don't find anything around here. It's amazing we can find anything in time.
Jack, don't try and understand.
Let me go!
Grace knew what she was doing. She was just too caught up in it to stop.
Could have done something!
He gave her the chance to dance like an angel.
That was more important than her life.
No one could have convinced her there was anything more.
Maybe that's what pure evil really is. Not something in itself, but an absence of something, an absence of good. Well, Vi, now you know if there's anything after. Wait a while, darling. Maybe we can be together again, after all.
Yeah, thoughts don't cause pain. It's what people do with them. People are looking for evil. No, they're going to find it. There's nothing anybody can do about that.
Is this your bosom companion? What? Yeah, you've got quite enough down there. You don't need any help.
Yes, but there's still some side effects I have to do some work on. Besides the protein stimulation, it seems to be having a mild aphrodisiac effect.
Now you're onto something.
If you need a guinea pig, I'll be glad to try some.